Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 of Iridescent Dawn Ignite versus Carnegie Mellon University. This is game number 2 of our best of 3 matchup. I am BG Smitty, your host, with BG Death as our co-host. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now jumping into pick and ban phase for game number 2. I actually liked what both teams did in the first game. I like their draft. I like how they drafted, and I also like how they executed everything. But now I want to see if they're going to switch anything up since Ignite opted to take blue side. If they're going to switch up these bans at all, or if they're going to try and run a different type of team comp. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. But starting us off, we see Ignite
Same
banning out.
bands.
Yeah, both teams actually banning out the same exact bans. So they do not want to see any of these champions. I'm actually curious to see why Ignite banned out the Syndra on blue side, because that could have been a beautiful B1 pick. But they opted into doing the B1 Seraphine exactly like what CMU did last game.
Mm-hmm. First pick, first pick Seraphine coming out. Super safe pick, long range, wonderful ultimate ability with the long range charm, lasting forever. Let's see how CMU is gonna reply here to the Seraphine that is stolen out from them. Oh, they lock in the Leona. That's a pretty good answer.
Yeah, I do like the Leona, especially in the early stages of the game. So assuming that this Seraphine is in the bot lane, is the support, I do like the fact of the Leona, because the Leona can, with the low cooldowns of the Zenith Blade, and their Q, being able to land the CC chain onto a Seraphine or an 80 carry of whatever they decide to choose, is just extremely strong. And when now with it being paired with the Callista, is very, very good. So I actually like this little combo. People typically want to see Callista with Renata, but people kind of sleep on Callista and Leona.
Kalista is such a fun pick. I swear, any game that I see her in, I'm entertained for sure.
No, definitely. But now we see on the
Lucian,
side of Ignite, they opt in to pick the Lucian and the
right
Xin
away.
Zhao. The Lucian, I do like the Lucian, because now anytime the shields or heals come out from the Seraphine, he will automatically get a buff to his passive for that increased double shot damage. So this is actually really good, especially for dueling power against the Callista and Leona, just for the 2v2. But then we see the Volibear being locked in for the final pick in this first phase from CM.
Silas gonna get banned out here.
Yeah, that Silas is actually really massive, and I think the Camille and Akali bans are actually really good, because those are things that they don't want to be able to just access the backline, because it does look like CMU is trying to go in. They are trying to go forward. So if anyone can get to the backside
Yone.
of CMU, that could be absolutely devastating. So those are beautiful bans coming out from CMU. But yes, like you said, the Yone coming in for R4 and instant locked at that. The Yone, very popular pick, and I'm actually surprised it went all the way through two whole ban phases, uh, and was picked this late into the draft.
Yeah, both these teams look like they know what they want and know what they don't want. There's no time wasted in this pick ban phase right here.
No, not at all. And then we see this Jax rounding us off uh, for the top lane of Ignite. Jax is just in a phenomenal position right now. I think Jax kind of really brings the team together in a sense.
Oh, and
The
Yone, he's a wonderful pick.
into Yone, into Volibear, into Leona, into Callista.
So
If he's
let's
able
yeah.
that counter strike, if he's able to land a massive counter strike on top of an encore, that's just massive coming out from the side of Ignite. But then they opt into this Rise for their last pick.
I like it.
I like it because the Rise can absolutely annihilate a wave. So if they mess up even just a little bit, they're able to completely go annihilate a wave, fix their lane states, and then if he needs to, he can realm warp closer to the team fights without having to burn his TP, or if his TP is down. Because then we're going to assume he runs TP on Rise.
Yeah, Rise is gonna give them some a bit more range, a bit more utility with the Realm Warp. A bit more lockdown and follow up for the Seraphine. So I like it.
No, they definitely did a
Jack
phenomenal.
versus Mordekaiser. Place your bets. Who's winning this?
Personally, I think that the Mordekaiser wins, but in the early stages of the game, I think the Jax will definitely have the upper hand. But once these like first two like pre-level 6, the Jax wins. Post level 6, the Mordekaiser wins. But then if the game goes massively long, like I'm talking like 40 minutes, like full items on this Jax, the Jax can absolutely annihilate anybody on the side of CMU.
Mm. And what about the bot lane? I don't know. I feel like it's a toss up.
I really like
I'm gonna
what
go one
book
way or the other.
it,
Tell you that
it
right now.
it really can go one way or the other.
Like
Um,
quickly.
yeah, no, 100%. So what I like about this is both sides have the ability to really snowball their leads. This Jax is something that one if he can get something early, is able to really pull everything together. He can really take control of the game.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
He can really take control of the game.
We got multiple
Overall.
members that could take control of the game. We got Zinzao could take over the game in the early phases. The Jax could take over the game beginning, middle, and end. Lucian could take over the early and the mid. Uh, Callista, Yone is ridiculous right now. Mordekaiser and Volibear.
So
This is really it's gonna this as opposed to the previous game, which was a little bit more scaly, but was still a war of attrition, back and forth, back and forth. I feel like this is gonna be a very snowbally type of game, very explosive from the early.
exactly, but what I actually am curious to see is we've seen in past casts or past broadcasts, we've seen Mordekaiser just being an unkillable demon in the front lane, like in the front line. Now with this new build coming through for the Volibear going Rod of Ages into Navori Quickblades and Spirit Visage, he's an unkillable demon in the front line as well. So now you have two really unkillable demons in the front line. So even if the side of Ignite can get a nice early lead, I think that once these items start to come through for the things like the Volibear and the Mordekaiser, they'll be so tanky that the Yone and the Kalista can just start taking over the fights. It's a nice level 2 coming out from this Mordekaiser. That passive is just absolutely going to burn down
Jax
this
just
Jax.
crying for level 2, and he gets it just so late. He's gonna go down to this Mordekaiser. Just Jax just so desperate to get that level 2 and not have to burn his flash, but it just gets it way too late and has to burn it anyway, and still gonna die.
Yeah, no, it's it's unfortunate because this Mordekaiser was definitely able to pay attention to. But now we see a nice Q3 coming through from this Yone. The Volibear is here, but it's not going to be enough. Rise barely surviving with only a sliver of health. But now, unlike last game, we are going to be seeing a lot more trading coming through from both sides of these top laners, really trying to win out what they can. But now, oh, that's a nice jump over the wall coming from the Zinzao. But here comes the flash, but the root. Now, is it going to be enough to be able to secure the kill? It is. This Yone is going to go down to a nice gank coming over from the Zinzao.
He held his flash, which was decent. I think he was dead either way. Um, the flash is gonna come out of the rise to get that one. Um, and it is gonna go over to the Zinzao. So Zinzao gonna be able to continue to pressure the jungle, Meanwhile, this Volibear is going to look for the gank onto the bot lane. He is going to get the flat. All summoners coming out of this bot lane. Kalista is going to be able to get the kill onto the Seraphine and begin her scaling.
Yeah, that was a nice gank coming out from the Volibear. The side of Ignite just being up just a little too far, but hold on, Mystic again stepping up just to try and be in XP range. But that Zenith Blade going just wide. If that Zenith Blade would have landed, followed up by the stun coming from the Volibear, who still does have flash, by the way, I think the CC chain would have been just enough to be able to get enough spear stacks for a nice Ren kill to be able to get 2 kills going onto the side of the Kalista. But that nice little dash coming out of the Lucian was enough to get him back to safety. So I am curious to see what this Rise is going to really bring to the table, because his phenomenal gameplay on the Ahri, he really shows that he knows how to
Pilot a champion.
pilot a champion, and his macro choices are extremely well thought out.
Knows
So
where to be, huh?
I'm very curious to know how he's going to incorporate these realm warps and be where he needs to be for the side of Ignite. But now a
Lucian's
nice
gonna
dive
stay
coming
under
through.
tower here.
He burned his flash and his barrier, and both members of CMU are going to be able to get out alive.
He knew that the wave was crashing. He got his recall interrupted the first time by the thrown spear by Kalista. He still chooses to stay under tower, just gives a free kill because his support is not there. Maybe he thought the Seraphine would be back in time, I'm not sure.
No, but that was a very well executed dive coming out from the side of CMU, giving this Kalista a nice 2-0 lead already, 6 minutes into the game. But these Titans in the top lane are really going to just continue to battle it out. But here comes the death round. Is it going to be enough? That shield is massive, and now the burn coming out from the passive is going to be enough for Flower Dance to be able to secure that solo bolo in the top lane on his Jax.
It's not even close.
Oh, but hold on now. Blazing Cape, he might be caught out. The Volibear coming through. A nice stun is going to follow from both the Volibear and the Leona. But now, are they going to look for any more? Is this Lucian going to try and be ballsy and look for a 1v3 situation? I think he just needs to go back to the tower. Oh, this is not looking good for Mystic.
Is he caught again by the Volibear? Guess who's back? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was massive. But unfortunately,
Wow, and I'm actually surprised that was enough damage, but we do see Volibear starting the blasting one. The first item Roa, just like you said.
yeah, it's an absolutely disgusting build right now. And I think that the Volibear, people are underestimating Volibear at the moment. He's so strong. He brings so much to the table, and he's just like really unkillable once he has that Roa
Brings everything.
and the Navori Quick Blades. That Navori Quick Blades, him being able to just constantly proc his W on anybody in a team fight, he basically never
crit.
dies. And crits. You're correct. Oh, okay, we see him jump in with the counter strike, but now the Xin Zhao's here. Is it going to be enough? There's no death realm for Flower Dance. He is going to flash underneath his tower, but I don't think he can stay
He
here.
can't stay.
Oh, that's a nice flash coming through from the Jax. He's gonna use his ultimate, but it's gonna be enough to be able to secure the kill onto this Mordekaiser in the top lane. But we do see Yone roaming up top to be able to pick up the CS, so the CS isn't going untouched. Oh, that's a nice Fate's call coming through. Now they're turning their attention onto Mystic. Is he going to be able to get out of this alive? The stun comes through, the Zenith Blade comes through, he's rooted in place, and that's going to be enough for this Kalista to be able to get 3 kills onto this Lucian.
Lucian's just not playing the game anymore at this point. 0-3 into this game number 2.
But see, that goes to the point that you said before. Both sides have the snowball potential, and clearly the side of CMU is snowballing.
Yeah. Snowballing hard, yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the ID Ignite members are going to respond to the strong bot lane. They also have to worry about the Volibear. They also have to worry about the Mordekaiser, who did die recently, but he does not go down easily.
No, not at all. And I, I'm not completely familiar. I know that the Mordekaiser's build. Oh, hold on, that's a nice ultimate coming out from the Yone. Now the Zenith Blade is going to land. The roots and the stuns are following on a blazing cake, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The flash comes out from the Leona to be able to get him out from the tower range, but it does look like he's going to be able to get out to safety. A nice counter strike coming in from this Jax, but it's not going to be too much. But we do see Volibear covering this mid lane. He does have ultimate, so it looks like they're going to be going for a dive. Here comes the dive, the Volibear ult. Now that stun's going to come through and a nice Q3 coming in, and the kill is going to go over to this Volibear. That was a beautiful, well-executed dive.
Damn, the Yone didn't even get assist on that kill. He was just dead so fast by the Volibear.
Ooh, that's a nice ultimate coming out from the side of the Jax, but I don't know if that was going to be the right choice, and that is going to be another solo kill going over into the favor of this Mordekaiser.
Yeah, it kind of feels like ID Ignite is just mental booming a little bit.
Yeah, it does a little. It seems like they're, or maybe they're testing out a new team comp and they don't know the full extents or strengths to it.
Are you insisting that they are first timing?
I'm not insisting that they're first timing. No, they've definitely played these champions before, but like every team, you do need to try and play things that you're comfortable on but can work well together. They've drafted a well-rounded team comp, and what their champions do is phenomenal and can work together. But putting something together for the first time or putting something together for practice is the name of the game for teams to know what can and can't work. So maybe it's a possibility. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying they're for funning?
I mean, we all play the game for fun, right?
Well, it doesn't. I don't know if this Lucian is having fun right at this point.
No, but we do see the Xin Zhao. The counter strike's going to come, it's going to land, and now the jumper's going to come in, but I don't think that shield's going to be enough. The knockup comes in, the Xin Zhao is going to be able to secure that kill. Zenith
You know,
Blade,
when Xin Zhao is there in the top lane helping this Jax, they do melt down this Mordekaiser fairly quickly.
exactly. And that's a nice ultimate coming out from the Yone. Blazing Cake. I don't think he's going to be able to survive this one. I only needs a couple more Qs, but now here comes the Volibear, and he's just going to smash him down. That was like a little Hulk smash coming through from this Volibear, and it was enough to be able to secure the kill.
Ran him down. Are they going to be able to secure the grubs, though? The TP is going to come as backup. ID Ignite is going to have to walk out this one.
Now, this is extremely smart by ID Ignite because they already have 4 grubs. They already have the grublings. If the
No, that takes 5.
should be 4.
No, it's 5.
Oh, I thought they had changed it from 5 to 4. Well, regardless, they gave up 2, but they do have the 4 Gromp lead to the 2 of CMU. So I do think it was smart giving that up, not giving up any unnecessary kills, especially on the people who can really do the damage and keep you in the game, being on this Jax and the Xin Zhao. Getting to the stage of the game though where both teams are starting to get their first item completed, and we do see 2 Blade of the Ruined Kings coming out from the side of CMU. These are massive power spikes coming out from both the Yone and the Callista. Massive item spikes, specifically for those 2. But then we see a Rift Maker for a first item coming out of this Mordekaiser. He did not opt to go Rylai's like what most people do for the slow from his passive.
I guess he figures Jax has to be in front of him to trade anyway. So if he doesn't, if it's just Jax just doesn't trade, he's winning, and if he does trade, he's still winning.
Yeah, it's a very valid point. we do see the Essence Reaver coming out from the Lucian. This is a core item build for Lucians. Qs are going just wide onto this Rise. If they would have landed, he probably would have been able to follow up with a Q3 and an ultimate, but now the Xin Zhao with a Fate Seal to safety. I think that was a smart choice coming out from the mid lane
Yeah,
of
respect.
CMU. Now the Volley Bear is covering again, but the Xin Zhao trying to counter jungle. This Yone's here, but he doesn't have Fate Seal. He is going to snap back. Oh, but the side of Ignite do know that this Volley Bear is here. He does have ultimate, but they opt to not do it. The TPs are coming through
the TP coming out
from both of the solo laners. Now the Encore coming through. The Volley Bear is going to be ulting. Now everyone from the side of CMU is just trying to run. But they're going to be able to turn around. Now they're turning their focus.
This is gonna get a
the
kill.
flash coming out from Mystic and being able to secure that kill onto the Kalista. That was a massive shutdown. But now everyone trying to just focus down this Rise. Rise is going to go down, but now the snapback is going to have to come out from this Yone. Is it going to be enough? Is the side of Ignite going to be able to get out with the little that they were able to gain?
Lucian having fun now. That was an excellent flash forward onto the Kalista getting that shutdown. Well, very much needed for him. Gonna interrupt the recall on this Leona, but are they gonna be able to secure the kill on her? No, she's just so tanky with the aftershock and the W coming out from the Leona.
Yeah, that was absolutely massive. And we're gonna, while we have the chance, we're gonna run this back. But I'm gonna wait a second just to see if they look for anything after this tower or after this tower goes down, or are they just gonna look to back and spend their gold, which they should do because this Lucian was able to secure a shutdown. But now Mystic may have overstayed. Here comes the ultimate out from the Kalista. Now they turn their attention onto this Lucian. He is gonna go down, but now the snapback is not gonna be enough, and Rise is gonna be able to secure that kill in the mid lane with the assistance of the Xin Zhao onto this Yone. All right, now I'm gonna give us that opportunity to look back at this replay real quick because this team fight was massive. The Kalista was just running away, was able to continue to dash back, but the dash forward and flash with the double autos coming out from Mystic was enough to be able to secure that kill and secure the shutdown. But Yone was just fighting the backside, everything that he could. But hold on, we're jumping back into live real quick. Batman's getting overextended and goes down to this Mordekaiser and another 1v1 in the top lane.
Yeah, that Riftmaker, a lot of people underestimate or they forget about the ramping damage that it allows in these extended trades. So Jack's probably looking at his death recap saying, where the hell did this true damage come from?
Yeah, but now
as he's going to get jumped on by the Xin Zhao. The Xin Zhao's going to knock him up, and he's going to be able to get this kill.
Is he? Yeah, he's able to secure it.
Just kiting out some of the passive damage so that Mordekaiser doesn't heal back up with that Riftmaker. That's another aspect of the Riftmaker, the healing.
Oh, that's a nice stun followed in by the Solar Flare, followed in by the
He is not going anywhere.
A CC chain god coming out from this Leona, and a nice double kill coming in from the Kalista on the side of CMU. This Kalista definitely snowballing, already sitting on 2 items. Has the Blade of the Ruined King, has the Gwynsu's Rage Blade, has the Berserker Greaves. He is just already in the position to be able to just stack these spears and absolutely annihilate whoever he can touch. Ooh, his stun is going to be blocked out by the counter strike, but the Zenith Blade is going to land.
Block that.
They're gonna go ahead and back out. Looks like they're gonna start up this Herald, but that top tier tower is completely one tap, so it's not really gonna be so much of a dive. But now a nice counter strike comes in. The ultimate coming in from the Volley Bear. Oh, but here comes a massive 3-man encore. That's gonna be enough to be able to disengage everything. But the Kalista is gonna be able to secure that 1 kill onto the Jax first. Oh, hold on. They're gonna look. They are able to jump onto this Kalista. That's another shutdown goal going over to the Xin Zhao. Now it's gonna be a nice culling coming in onto that Leona. Leona barely surviving. Mordekaiser lucky enough to stay and was able to protect this Leona and not giving over any unnecessary deaths.
Who gets priority over the dragon though? Mordekaiser does not have TP. It looks like 3 members of the blue team are moving over to this dragon, 4 members. But it also looks like the Volibear, Yone, and Leona are nearby. Are they gonna answer to this? It looks like they're just gonna give it.
No, I think this is a smart choice. They knew that they weren't going to have the. They knew that they weren't going to have the rotation timer, and I think giving up that one ocean dragon is not the end of the world. Because it's just one. Now, it'd be a problem if that was the third ocean dragon. They definitely would have needed to try and contest it. But just one ocean dragon, it's not the end all be all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a smart choice, not giving over any unnecessary kills to the side of ID Ignite and allowing them to really push or claw their way back into this game. They do still have an opportunity to win this game. The game is not a complete shutout yet, but ID Ignite do have their work cut out for them in order to really pull this win, pull out a win. But the way both teams are playing, oh, hold on, now we see this Kalista getting real aggressive, jumping forward. That's going to be a nice tower death. But now the culling coming out, the flash comes through, the cleanse is going to have to be popped, but the counter strike was just enough. Now here comes the Mordekaiser. He is going to go into the death realm. Meanwhile, the Volibear doing the best that he can. It's not going to be enough. Yone finally showing up, but that kill is going to go over to the Mordekaiser. But is that going to be enough? Is he going to be able to get out? The healing coming through from the Riftmaker, like you said, is massive. But that is going to be a 4-for-1 in the favor of ID Ignite.
Yeah, Mordekaiser's just so tanky there with the Riftmaker. Not going to be enough to survive 4 members of ID Ignite, and they're now looking over to this Baron to equalize the game.
Yeah, meanwhile, Yone's going to be pushing out the mid lane, and while we have... Oh, hold on. Looks like he's pinging. He looks like he wants to go. He does have Fate Seal. Is he going to be able to secure anything? That Fate Seal is going to come through. It's only going to land on one, but everyone's going to turn their attention onto the Yone, but it's not going to be enough. He will snap back. This ends out. Is able to secure that Baron.
Baron going to interrupt the Realm Warp here. Is Yone going to be able to see anything here? That's terms of... Ooh, he is going to die.
Wow. That was very unfortunate.
It was a good idea, but you know, execution is slightly off. It was a good idea.
Crazy. I want to look back at that team fight though, real quick. Why we have the opportunity? That team fight started off so great with the Jax counter strike, able to flash onto the Kalista and just absolutely burn the Kalista down, taking away most of their damage. But then when everyone else showed up, the Yone still wasn't here in time, and they were split. And once that death realm went in, Volley was isolated with three other members on the side of ID Ignite, and they were just able to completely steamroll that team fight. So I do want to point out though that this Lucian opted to go into Navori Quickblade second. Now normally I would think that this is a very good itemization choice, but I personally realized that playing the hold on, they are going to be able to secure this tower. Now the Culling's coming out. Everyone's going to jump onto this Leona, but he is going to be saved by the Kalista ult. But meanwhile, the Rise was able to get in the back line. Now everybody else is coming in and is going to be able to secure these kills. Now the Mordekaiser are not going to be able to do too much. He goes into the death realm, but is he going to be able to secure the kill? He is fighting 1v1 onto this Jax. He flashes back onto the tower, but I don't think that's going to be enough. The Flash Forger to come through, and the Xin Zhao is going to be able to secure that kill. Xin Zhao sitting at 7-0-6, and they are definitely trying to bring this into a game number 3.
Yeah, they're poised to ending the game right here. They got the Baron buff, they got the inhib. They got 4 members dead. Kalista coming up in 3 seconds. Leona coming up in 5 seconds. What's going to happen here? They're going to walk this out. Yone is up defending. Volibear is not up. That's 4 members up. They're going to take their recall. And what's going to happen next? We got the dragon spawning in 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was a massive Baron play coming out for the side of ID Ignite. And now they're going to be turning their attention onto this next Ocean Drake that's going to be spawning. They do actually sit at a 2K gold lead, or 1.5K gold lead now, over CMU. Oh, this is going to be a nice realm warp. They're going right into the pit, aren't they? Oh, no, they're behind. They're on the other side. The Yone has to use his Fate Seal to get to safety, but this Leona is going to be caught out. Oh,
Wow.
that's unfortunate. He was just trying to clear out wards, but that realm warp, being able to get him around everything, he had no idea that the entirety of the team was there.
The realm warp flank play.
And this is what I wanted to see out of ID Ignite. This is why I was saying earlier that I was so excited to see what Blazing Cake was going to do, what he was going to do on this rise, being able to just mobilize his team, be able to bring everybody around, and knowing where to be at. He, like I said, clearly he knows where he needs to be and what he needs to do, and he is clearly showing that he is a threat in this game.
A threat he is. A very useful threat. Able to be one of the strengths on the team of ID Ignite. The Culling is going to come out of the Lucian. You know, not much in the way of poke or damage, but
we are getting to the point where both teams are trying to group, but at the same time, this Jax is going to start looking to split push. He is getting to the point where he's going to be strong enough to fight anybody 1v1 in the side lane with these two completed items, being the Triforce and Sunder Sky. He is going to be able to survive a lot in the side lane and fight just about anybody that he wants. But he is going to have to burn his flash, though Death Realm is going to come out. He is fighting this Mordekaiser 1v1, and I don't think it's going to be enough. But does he get the kill before the Realm Warp ends? He does not. But it is going to be a kill going over to the Mordekaiser now. The Solar Flare coming in. They're going to be able to secure this kill onto this Xin Zhao. But now their ultimate coming out from the Callista to be able to try and engage on this Lucian that was wrapping around. And that was
the
a nice...
Volibear is moving to flank these two, cutting them off. He's gonna let them go. He doesn't see what's in their jungle here. He doesn't want to risk it.
No, not at all. But I do want to bring attention to what I was trying to say earlier. Before one of the fights, this Lucian has just completed his third item, being IE, and I think IE.
He needed that.
This 3-item build right now: Essence Reaver, Navori Quick Blades, and the IE are the core 3 items that this Lucian needs. Now, if he builds into Mortal Reminder, he's going to be disgustingly strong. He can shred anyone that stands in front of him, and if he dashes forward and uses his combos correctly, as well as having an empowered W coming out from the Seraphine, he can absolutely annihilate just about anybody. Even though he had a very rough start and he's sitting at 3 and 7, he is disgustingly strong right now.
Yeah, I was a little worried to see the second item Navori because I know that it doesn't have any damage. You know, him being we got this Jax about to fall. You know, he didn't expect the Leona to come through. He thought that it was just a 1v1 with the Yone, one of their weakest members. Is he gonna be able to walk this one out? I mean, his ultimate ability is finished, and now it looks like the blue team meanwhile is gonna be just securing the Baron as all of that is going on in the bot lane. Mordekaiser seeing himself, he gets the death realm on the Xin Zhao. He's gonna be able to 1v1 the Xin Zhao. Does he even win that?
No, he doesn't.
He's not going to. He's gonna fall. He's gonna fall out of the death realm. The death is gonna go over to the Seraphine, and now boom, the Volibear is just gonna step on the head of this Xin Zhao, finish him off, and now we see a 3-for-1 trade going over to the favor of the red team, CMU, and now they're looking at this tier 3 turret and possibly the inhib. But they have to do this versus the Baron empowered minions, which aren't Baron empowered because Seraphine walked away. But
oh, see, I was right. It is only 4. You only need 4 for the one Grumbling.
you serious?
Yes. But no, like you said, these Baron empowered minions are going to be a problem, especially with the pushing power coming out from the waves, or from the Baron empowered minions. It's going to be a problem just trying to push forward, because the wave clear for the side of CMU is not that strong. But we do have the next Drake coming up in 20 seconds. I do want to see CMU try to contest this. They do need to be there, and the reason why I say this is because this will be three Ocean Drakes is basically giving them
Was that
a
15%?
Yeah, it's basically giving their whole entire team a Warmogs. They need to contest this. They need to try and secure one, as well as it would help put them on soul point. Mordekaiser, he does have TP.
Looks like ID Ignite is going to get the positional advantage. We see the TP coming over from the side of CMU. Leona is going to whiff completely the R, and now the Charm is going to land on Lucian. Lucian is fighting for his life here, trying to kite away versus this Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is in the middle. He's going to get Death Rum, and then a massive face seal coming out of the Yone, able to hit 3 members, but he's going to get rooted, and he's going to die. Kalista is killing the Xin Zhao, gets another kill, a double kill onto the Jax. They're still going. The CMU is still going.
And this is what I
Rise,
mean. This is
Rise
what I
just
mean.
barely able to escape with his life with the Realm Warp. He's still getting chased down by the Volley Bear. Gonna get slowed. The rest of Team CMU is just gonna ignore that as Volley Bear is gonna keep going. The rest of CMU is gonna get this free push onto the Nexus turrets of ID Ignite. Not letting him recall here.
At all.
As
Nah, they're gonna be
Volley Bear, as Mordekaiser and the Kalista, and he's just gonna eat this full kill into the face. Eat.
Nah,
That was a good little snack there, barely hurt.
Nothing can really happen. They are able to secure this kill onto the Rise. Kalista is gonna
Kalista gonna go down. Is he gonna be able? He's not gonna be able to end. He's gonna die here. This is a crazy game.
No, this is absolutely crazy so far. No Nexus towers are left, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what I meant when I said that the Volley Bear, and the Mordekaiser will just become this unkillable front line during these team fights. They were able to just soak up so much damage, and running it back, watching that happen. You see, starting off with a massive encore coming through onto both of them, but they're fighting on 2 different fronts. Everyone's trying to focus down this Leona, while the Kalista and the rest of the team on CMU are focusing down this Xin Zhao in the backline. Rise was able to secure that first kill, but after that, the Kalista was able to start cleaning up, and the front line coming out from CMU was just absolutely massive. They weren't losing any of their health bars. They started the fight with full health, and they ended the fight with full health. Absolutely massive.
Absolutely insane from the side of CMU.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that they were able to secure that 3rd dragon, putting them on soul point for this Ocean Soul.
About a minute and a half. They look like they want to collapse onto this Jax.
You're gonna have to snap
Well,
back.
actually, they're gonna
Kalista.
multiple members coming through. Kalista in a fight versus the Rise. Kalista cannot be exposed here. They need Kalista alive. Yone is still Yone is gonna go down now. Kalista's gonna have to walk this one out. They cannot afford to lose this Kalista right now. One of the strongest members who finished their Jack show. I just realized that she has a Jack show.
Yeah, and it looks like he's also going into a Guardian's Angel as well.
Either GA or Death Stance.
Both phenomenal, but I think a GA would be smarter here overall. But this Kalista, or this AD carry for the side of CMU, is just piloting Kalista almost flawlessly. Knows how to really abuse the range, really knows how to get enough stacks into somebody to rend and really kind of burst them down. He's patient with his rends. He's not overextending too terribly much. He's playing phenomenal. But now, this Baron spawning, everybody is up on both sides, but we see the Baron being immediately spawned or immediately killed as it spawned. CMU does know that this is here, but the TP is going to have to come through from the Mordekaiser, but is it going to be enough? The Volley Bear stole the
Oh my
Baron, and then
god,
he ulted out of
Volibear
the pit.
steals it.
He ulted out of the pit. A nice flash comes through with a Zenith Blade, but it's not going to be enough. They're trying to run down everybody, but that's going to be a nice route coming through from this Seraphine. But that was a massive steal. The Volley Bear blast coning in, smiting, and then ulting out. No casualties on either side, and the Baron going over into the favor of CMU.
Yeah, ID Ignite is gonna be able to escape the clutches of CMU as well because of that realm warp coming out of the Rise.
That was massive. But now, this is where the problem lies. The only TP that they have on the side of CMU is on this Yone. This dragon coming up in 30 seconds. It is Soul Point. They are gonna want to try and fight for it, but they do have Baron. Do they just fall back and allow these lanes to try and do what they need, or are they gonna try and force?
Hold on, look at the bot lane. Leona's coming in from the middle to flank them with the Mordekaiser. Now they're pinched. Not quite. Are they gonna get collapsed back on? Mordekaiser's gonna have to use his R right away, and he does, but he's still gonna fall to the Xin Zhao. Here comes the backup. Volibear is joining him in this fight right here. Xin Zhao is gonna go down. Jax is gonna jump in. He's in the middle of 4 now. We see Jax is gonna go down to the Ren versus the Kalista. Kalista is gonna get the double kill. Meanwhile, we have 2 fighting over the Nexus here. Yone doing his best XPK impression, and he's gonna fall down to this Rise shortly here.
Oh, I was gonna say we have another XPK moment. I was gonna go freaking nuts.
Nah, that Nexus Tower just had. I mean, Nexus Tower. The Nexus itself had just way too much HP. Rise not gonna be able to defend.
The Rend slow is gonna be enough to slow him down. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be game number 2. And finishing out, CMU is going to be is gonna complete this best of 3, 2-0. And it was a phenomenal gameplay from both teams. Absolutely wonderful. They brought everything to the table, and when we thought that they were getting, when we thought that ID Ignite was falling so far behind, they were able to really bring it back. And I honestly thought we were going to go into a game number 3 because ID Ignite was really starting to snowball and get their movement coming.
Yeah, I was impressed because I was about to call it a clean sweep from CMU, but it might have been a sweep, but it was anything but clean because even that game 2 was just like the first, anyone's game at any given moment. You know, so I'm very impressed by the side of ID Ignite. I don't want them to get down about these 2 lost games, even though they did lose. That was a really, really well fought battle from both sides.
It definitely was. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our best of 3. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.